On today's episode of Nostalgic Nick-Nacks, 10 more JRPGs boosted. Hey everybody, hope you're doing well today, and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. And on today's video, it's very simple. I'm going to cover 10 more JRPGs that are in boost mode, and I'm going to show you how they look before boost mode and then with boost mode turned on. And I think you're going to notice some big improvements here, and if it helps you to make the decision whether or not to get a Nintendo Switch 2, then that is wonderful and I've done my job. And please be sure to check out the other video I did talking about 10 JRPGs in boost mode. One game that I remember looking at with that video was Triangle Strategy. If you're very interested in Triangle Strategy, check out that video because you'll see a vast improvement over not having the boost mode on. It really is incredible. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into 10 more JRPGs with boost mode. So here I am with Star Ocean, the second story. It looks really great. This is without the boost mode turned on. You see how everything looks here, the bridge, the grass, the water going under the bridge. There's a very specific art style here. Let's see how things change with the boost mode on and if there are any changes. Okay, here we are with the boost mode turned on, and I do have to say things look quite a bit sharper. The grass, as the blades are moving, you can see that they look a little bit sharper, especially the smaller blades of grass down here. And the bridge looks a little bit more clear. I really do think there are some improvements here. And if you have the boost mode, of course, try it yourself and see what you notice. Let me know what you notice down below in the comments. Let's take a look at the screenshots I just took a picture of. Here I am looking at Star Ocean's second story, and this is the picture I took of boost mode turned off. So I really want you to notice the stonework here, okay? And I want you to notice what's happening with the bridge, the fine details of the bridge, but mostly the stonework and maybe the wood on the house as well. Let's check that out and see what changes with boost mode turned on. Here we go. And look at those stones. They really do stand out now. And there's much clearer detail with the stones. There are so many other areas too. I'm going to go back and forth a couple of times so you can see the difference. There's boost mode on, or boost mode off. Boost mode turned on. There's even, it looks like there's a few more plants here in this little ivy that's growing. Really cool to see those differences. Hopefully that helps you. Xenoblade Chronicles II. It just doesn't look as great as Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, or of course the Xenoblade Chronicles X that was just released. It looks okay. I mean, there's not a whole lot terrible going on here. But let's see how things have improved with the boost mode turned on. So boost mode has been turned on now. I will give a close-up here. You can see the edges have been completely sharpened. It looks really great. I'm gonna pan around, show you all angles here. I mean, look at the background. This whole ship here is so much sharper. His hair there's a world of difference with his hair. It's almost like a definitive edition in itself. Let's see what changes. Boost mode turned on. He looks so much sharper. The body itself, the outline is much more well defined. The armor here, wow, that's really cool to see. We'll go back and forth a few times. And then I have another set of screenshots here. So there is boost mode turned off and on. The hair is so much less choppier. It's very smooth on the outline. I keep saying that over and over, but that makes a huge difference. Even with the armor, you can see, and just this jagged outline. I gotta go in close on this one. The jagged outline here, all over the place. And then when we go to cleaning up, it is so much cleaned up. It is almost at that remaster level, that definitive edition level cleanup. Very cool to see that. Ys 10 Nordics. This is not the version that's called Proud Nordics that has improvements, but this is the original. And you can see as I pan around here, the characters look really great. So I'm not sure the boost mode is going to affect them very much. But of course, this video series is intended to try and see how it changes things. So let's go ahead and turn on the boost mode. So here's boost mode turned on, and I'm going to do a pan around the space. You let me know, do you notice any differences here? It feels like there isn't really a difference, but when I look at the screenshots, I'll be able to tell. Now looking at Ys 10 Nordics, this is not Proud Nordics, as I said. But here is the boost mode turned off. And here we have boost mode turned on. Off, on, and it does take care of those jagged edges. Let's take a closer look. So there's boost mode turned off and boost mode turned on, and all those jagged edges are taken care of around the neck, the arms, everywhere. Even the hair is cleaned up quite a bit. That's amazing to see. I keep seeing that over and over again with these games, but it's so cool that this little mode triggers such a cleanup in the picture. LiveALive, what a fantastic game. I love having the opportunity to play this game after it was never in the Americas, never released outside of Japan. And that was in 1994, and then it came out in 2022, and I was super excited about it. So let's see if there are any differences. I love this character here, Sundown, and the animations are just absolutely amazing. Here it is with the boost mode turned off. And let's see what it looks like with boost mode turned on. Boost mode has been turned on, and I can't tell you if I noticed anything different. Maybe the tree over here is a little bit sharper, but this is mostly pixel art. This is HD 2D style, and this game was really well done in the first place, but I'll have to look at those screenshots up close to see what changes. So here is Sundown, the coolest cowboy ever, and there are some close-up views of everything. And here is boost mode turned on, and like I said, not a whole lot of difference here at all. So there's LiveALive if you were waiting to see what it would look like. Not a huge difference because this game is already remade from the Super Nintendo version, or the Super Famicom version I should say, and it looks great. Another great game, Tales of Vesperia. This game I need to get back into, much like many others, but it's an older game that was remastered, and let's see if there are any differences with boost mode on and boost mode off, and let me know if you're a fan of Vesperia or any of the Tales games down below. So here we are with the boost mode turned off, and now let's see what it looks like with boost mode turned on. Here's boost mode turned on, and it does seem like things are sharper. The tree trunk in the foreground here looks sharper, even the fences and the blades of grass right here. Always love to point out blades of grass if you've noticed. But overall, things are looking sharper, and I think it's well worth looking at those screenshots and seeing how they change. Very cool to see it in motion, and let's check out those pictures. Here we have Tales of Vesperia. Looking so cool. I like the way it looks, and this is boost mode turned off. Cool game, but let's see how it's cleaned up. Boost mode turned on. And there is some general blurriness here, but overall, I'm seeing some great improvement overall. Look at this tree stump here in the foreground and see how that is clearer. And even the coloration seems to have changed here. It's a little bit more blurry with the general blurriness of the background, and things are brightened up and it's more clear. Even that horse or whatever that is with the carriage in the background is brightened up. That's quite an interesting development that it would have color corrected. So here I am with Sea of Stars. This is later on in the game, and here's what things look like with boost mode turned off. Pretty simple pixel sprites here, but let's see what it looks like with boost mode turned on. And boost mode has been turned on. Let me know if you notice anything different here. I really do not see a difference, but we can take a look at those screenshots and see what are the fine details of the improvements that the boost mode makes here. Let's check it out. Boost mode off, boost mode on. Off, on. Again, not a big difference at all here. No big difference. So let's move on to the next one. NinoKuni II. I know nothing about NinoKuni II, and I just started the game, and this is where I am. I skipped the beginning cutscenes, but here is how things are looking with boost mode turned off. And I can even see this character back here is just very blurry and pixelated looking, not smooth at all. Let's see how things change with boost mode being turned on. And boost mode has been turned on here, so I'm going to give you a close-up as close as I can here. See the background, see the character. There's the other character back here. He is much sharper now with the boost mode turned on. I think there were definitely some great improvements here. Let's look at those screenshots and see how they look. Here is boost mode turned off with NinoKuni II, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen here. You can see the character has some jaggedness going on up here around the shirt, all the outlines, and even these flowers over here aren't looking too hot. And of course, this character over here, you can't really tell what's going on. There's so many jagged edges. Let's check out the boost mode turned on. Wow, what a difference. Boost mode turned on here. You can actually see the flower definition. You can see the petals and all the greenery. But look at the character himself. All the legs have 0 jagged edges. The arms, 0 jagged edges. You can see his face clearer here. Here's the first picture and here's the second picture. Very cool. So hopefully that helps you determine whether or not you want to play NinoKuni II on the Switch too. Chained Echoes. I played through this whole game a couple of years ago, and just coming back to it now and seeing what is improving with this boost mode. So here is boost mode turned off. Again, this is a pixelated game, and it's very simple, but let's see if there are any improvements. And here we are with boost mode turned on, and I cannot tell you, again, if there are any improvements here. I don't see any differences. Let me know if you see any differences down below. Boost mode off, boost mode on. I see no differences at all. So there you go. Chained Echoes, no difference. Here I am with another Tales game, one that has been marred with problems with how the game runs over time, and I'm going to test out and see what happens with this boost mode. So here it is. Can't give you any up close shots, but I definitely will take some screenshots. Okay, I think boost mode changed quite a bit here. Everything looks sharper, and you'll see when I look at those screenshots, but I do notice quite a difference. The grass looks the same, of course, but the signpost here looks a little bit sharper with this outline. The character himself looks sharper around, and I think that's really neat. There are some improvements with this one. Let's check out those screenshots. You see the post, you see the building back here, you see the character, and here is boost mode turned on. Much clearer here. Building looks great. Let's go back to the first picture. Even the cracks are blurry. They're a little bit cleaned up. Maybe a little bit. I'm not sure about this one. It's looking like there is a general... If I look closer, there's some blurriness here. Let's check and see if that was cleaned up. There is some cleanup there, but it's not very noticeable at all. Probably won't notice a huge difference with this one. Not like Tales of Vesperia. I think there was a bigger difference. Not really a color difference here. It looks basically like the same game. And the last game for today, Dragon Quest I and II HD 2D. This is Dragon Quest I, and both games will be very similar, so I'm just going to cover this one. I just started the game, and there is the throne room here, and you can see all the details of the throne room. You see the character moving around. And by the way, this is not the Switch 2 version, this is the Switch 1 version of the game. And the boost mode has been turned off. Boost mode has been turned on, and please let me know if you notice any differences. I think there were some differences in the columns here, maybe on the steps, some more definition there. Overall, this is a pixel-based game, and you may or may not see differences, but when I look at those pictures in just a moment, we may see some blurriness in that character that may have been improved. Let's take a look at those screenshots now. And the last one for today, Dragon Quest I and II, and this is just Dragon Quest I here. And I'm going to zoom in, see the characters, see that HD 2D style, and then boost mode turn on. And do you notice a difference? Let me know down below. I don't notice a huge difference with this one either. It's kind of interesting to see which games gives you a difference and which games do not give a big difference here. There is some improvement with those fountains. Seems like there's some more detail added there. Let me know what you think down below, and let me know if any of these comparisons were helpful to you. I enjoy doing them, and we'll continue doing some more, even though I'm running low on the games that I have to test out. But hopefully this has been a good benefit to you. I hope you enjoyed today's video and you saw some big differences in these games. If one of these games spoke to you today, please let me know down below. And also list off any games that you have seen some dramatic improvements with the Switch 2 handheld boost mode. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you're interested in more videos that I do on this channel, please make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe for more videos coming up. I've got a lot of great content on the way, very unique content, things you might not see on other channels. Thank you so much for watching. I pray that you have a fantastic day, and until next time, go grab your Switch 2, play some great JRPGs, and have some happy gaming.